Welcome to another episode of What Day Is It? I hope that everybody is doing well and that your ear holes are now satisfied to hear my voice in them. Across the table from me, per usual, the big, the bad, the beautiful, sometimes Fluffy.
What up?
Man, it's been we normally just hop right into topics on What Day Is It, but fuck, has it been a hell of a week, man. Like this, I have a feeling you guys might just hear more grieving of my week this week. Like it's just oh my gosh,
It's been a busy one.
it's been a busy one. So we're getting ready to open, Rigdon Ranch here, everybody. So if you want to book tickets, they're online. We open May 7th. That is our first of tours this season. We'll be open through September, but we're getting ready to open, and every year when we're getting ready to open them pearly gates, it's stressful because the weather. It seems like the weather is not like on our side until the week of opening.
It's been raining so much too.
So much, and it's been so fucking windy. So everybody, we've been building a big ass kangaroo hut. We literally built a shed for our kangaroos because I was gonna just buy a shed to put the kangaroos in. Then I realized that built sheds were like $3,000 to $4,000, and I was like, suck my dick. So we built one for about $1,200. It's 10 feet wide, 8 feet deep. We shingled it this morning.
About 20 feet tall, right?
Bitch, it's 8 feet tall. Yeah, not King Kong's shelter, just the kangaroos. And I shingled it this morning, and the winds are 20 miles per hour today.
How
It was
that?
stupid, dude. It was fucking dumb. So I'm up there, and Devin he's climbing the ladder and dropping me shingles, and dude, the shingles were flying out of the bundle and smacking me in the face. And at one point, the shingle, one of them flew and smacked my box of nails and just flew fucking nails everywhere. And I was so upset. I was on that roof fucking screaming, and Devin's down there just like hoity-toity, having a good time. He's cutting some wood, getting the shingles rather. He's unbothered by everything, and I'm just like, these fucking kangaroos better be grateful. And
They seem happy.
yeah, for sure. I don't know if they ventured in there. They've been next to it and looked at it and sniffed it and all that good stuff, But I've been made fun of mostly by Mike now because it's 8 feet tall and my kangaroos are, 3-4 feet tall. But yeah, as kangaroos grow, they will be big.
Yeah.
So it's whatever.
You don't want them to hit their head going in.
Right, I don't want to hit my head going in. I want to be able to
Fair.
go in the hut and clean like the other ones. I was crouched and damn near crawling like this. This is a very nice shed. The people will like it. The fuckers at the USDA will be really happy with it. I hope.
What color are you gonna paint it?
I don't know. I never thought about it. Should I paint it? I didn't even think about it.
Stain it, paint something.
Yeah, we'll do something.
It looks
I don't
fresh
know.
right now, so it's okay. But
Well, it's treated, so we have to wait to paint it, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I
like
think
a year
so.
or something.
something like that.
I don't know. I'll look into it. But yeah, we've been getting ready to open, and it's getting stressful. It's getting we're moseying into the time here, and I'm flying to California tomorrow. I'm flying out on Hump Day. And I'm going to a camel clinic at the Oasis Camel Dairy in I don't even remember where the fuck it is, but we're flying into San Diego, and it's about an hour from San Diego. I'm super excited. It's my first camel clinic. And here's a fucking thing. I fucked up my flight. I booked it to come home on Sunday. The clinic is still running Sunday.
Oops.
Yeah. So I called, or I got a hold of Expedia yesterday because that's who I booked it through. And I was like, hey, dog, let me change my flight home. And he was like, yeah, let me look into that real quick. And he came back and he was like, hey, sorry, this is airline policy. It's American. It's the airline's policy because you booked a low priced flight. They won't switch it. And I was like, what are you talking? It's a $500 flight.
Ooh, round trip?
Yeah.
Oh,
What are you talking about? Because I booked a low price flight. It was $500 fucking dollars.
Straight? Is it straight flight too?
The first one is a layover, I think. So I was like, what the fuck, man? I actually I don't know if I'll have time now. I meant to call American Airlines today and see if they'll fucking work with me. Like, I know it's company policy, but like, dude, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Like, I thought maybe the clinic ended Sunday or something.
What time do you fly out Sunday?
10 a.m.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, you know, and I Friday and Saturday sound like the important days of the clinic. Sunday's kind of like just hang around with the camels, which is cool. I want to do that.
That's the best part.
And I paid $400 to get into the clinic. So like I don't want to miss it. So I got to call American and be like, dude. So I asked the guy in Expedia, I was like, can I pay like a fee to rebook it? And he said no. And I was like, what do you mean no? That's money. Let me give you another $50,
right?
$100 or whatever. That kind of pissed me off. I don't know how I fucked that up. But I guess it kind of I mean, it'd be beneficial to get home Sunday night and relax on Monday, because Tuesday we're going to pick up that camel. It sounds like Fluffy's coming with now. I'm not too sure yet. It decides if he decides to not suck or not. But
that's days off, man. That's like it's like $1 million at my place.
I know. We're going to Missouri to pick up a camel named Flynn. He's an 8-year-old dromedary camel, gelding. He got gelded when he was 2, because apparently he was already a menace to society. But this is
bottle baby too, right?
He's bottle baby, which is fucking worse. He's a lawn ornament, and he's down there just fucking people up, I guess. So he ain't really fucking people up too much. Terry Bowen Lindley has worked the camel. She said that it just needs a job, pretty much, for the most part. Colt Lance has worked the camel. He's kind of in like the same boat. This lady's petrified of it though, and he's a big bastard, and he's bottle baby's lawn ornament. He doesn't have a job. He likes to pick on you, poke at you, play fun. And then Bill Rivers worked with this camel too, and she said that it fractured Bill's ribs.
Oh yeah, he told me that.
So she's terrified of this thing, and Bill Rivers is all like, hey, whoever buys this camel, you have to make them sign a waiver saying it's a dangerous animal. So it sounds like she might make me do that. I'm not too sure. And I said that's fine, whatever. I don't really care.
They're all dangerous animals.
Right. At the end of the day, it's an animal, and it's a bottle baby, and it should have been worked more growing up. And that it's okay. It happens. It sucks, but it happens. I'm not even mad that it was a lawn ornament. I'm mad that it's a bottle baby.
Yeah.
And that was like completely out of this woman's control too. Whoever sold it to her sold it as a bottle baby. So that's not her fault. But Bill Rivers, I mean, he's a reputable guy, but he's also pushing 80 years old. So I don't know how fast the guy can move anymore. I'm not talking shit, but like, I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm
almost 40 and I'm slowing down.
Right,
so.
Man. I'm 27 and sometimes when I'm walking, my lower back gives out. Like, it's dude. And so it's been a pain in the ass trying to make everything happen for this camel, because in order for him to get into Wisconsin, he has to be TB tested, tuberculosis
That's
tested.
been a nightmare.
It's been a fucking nightmare.
They don't do that where he's coming from.
They don't do that. Wisconsin is one of X amount of states that require a tuberculosis negative test to enter the state. And Wisconsin has been TB free, accredited free, I believe, since 1860. It's a long time, and I guess this is why, because they make people test everything. And the people down there don't know much about it, because they don't go in and out. And I was actually talking to Jason about this, and he brought up a super valid point. The states that require TB coming on in are probably the bigger cattle states. In Wisconsin,
California,
we're a big cheese state. We're a big meat state,
dairy,
a lot of milk, dairy,
yep.
all that good stuff. So that actually it makes quite a bit of sense.
Yep.
It's a pain in the ass though, and so anyway, I have to have this camel TB tested, which I don't have the time to get down there. Theoretically, I could, but I would have to leave when I fly in Sunday night and be there Monday morning. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Absolutely fuck that. So, gratefully, Terry Bowen Lindley, I hired her. She's going to do the TB test with the vet for me.
Okay.
Thank you, Terry.
I was wondering how you're gonna get that done.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's how we figured that out. Luckily, she's in town till the 10th because she lives in Missouri. She's about 4 or 5 hours from Flynn.
Oh.
But that's she drives a lot for this shit anyway. So I guess.
And we're only 10, so.
Yeah. The problem is like TB testing. Everybody takes 3 days. It's like 36 hours or something like that. So you have to go see your animal, administer tuberculosis, the injection. And then come back in 3 days and look at the results. You measure the size of the reaction. So you go back a couple days later and check it out. So I don't have the time to spend 3 days in Missouri, which is why I talked to Terry. And she's like, yeah, I'm in town till the 10th. Fucking cool, man. Like, that's just take my money. Like,
perfect.
What do you want? Exactly. So we'll go down there Wednesday morning and we'll assist with the vet. The lady asked, she was like, do you think we can just get him in the trailer and the doctor can look at the reaction there? And I was like, he has to measure it.
Yeah.
You know, there's no, from a legal standpoint, I don't think either there's any way he would let that
And
go.
if he's chasing people around, beating people up, I don't want to be in the trailer with him.
No.
Not yet.
And here's the fucked up part, Fluffy. We could go to Missouri and this camel could throw a false positive. Or a false positive, which then the state vet has to come out 3 days later. So we would just be stuck in Missouri. Or we'd have to drive home to get Fluffy home from work. And then I'd have to go back, which I'd kill myself because I would have a fucking 30-foot trailer with me. And the odds of that happening are low. Typically, that only happens to the Bactrians and the hybrids. I really don't know what's in the Bactrian system that makes that happen, but it happens from time to time. I'm not quite sure why.
Mostly just awesomeness, probably.
Except
for that part.
But you know, it's kind of interesting to think about. You know, there has to be something going on in there because they're old world camels.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the pre-camel. Like that was the camel in the making, kind of like. So what do they have? You know, outside of like all their other adjustments, like their long hair, their different shaped head, and then you know we go to the dromedaries who shoot the doula. You know, they spit out their doula. Like there's these weird differences between the species.
They're not as good looking. Bactrians are cooler. They're friendlier.
Bactrians are absolutely incredible. So this has just been a goddamn nightmare, and it's been kind of trouble explaining it to her because she's unfamiliar with it. Nothing wrong with that. And then she's been going back and forth with the veterinarian, and I was like, would you like me to call your vet's office? And she said, yeah, that'd be great. So I did. I talked to one of the vet techs, and they were like, yeah, we'll talk to the vet and get a hold of you. They never called me back. Never called me back. So instead of calling me back, they called her, which there's already confusion between the two of you. How the fuck is this helping?
So now we're playing telephone on the telephone.
Literally, it's been a nightmare for sure, but I'm looking forward to meeting this camel. You know, I don't think he's the killer that they've made him out to seem. No, most camels are not. Most animals are not.
Camel looks beautiful for a dromedary.
He looks pretty for sure. I wish it was the white one in the photo, but and that's the other two she had. They're gone already, and she said he's already started acting more of a fool.
He's gonna be a nightmare when we pick him up.
He's gonna be just yelling and blah, you know, just the whole 9 yards.
We'll get him on the trailer though.
We'll get him in. For all we know, he might just fucking walk in. You know, who knows?
Best case scenario.
If he walks straight into that trailer, I guarantee you he's gonna be a fine worker.
Yeah,
for damn sure.
Well, look at Newton.
Yeah, I mean, it took
people were
5
terrified
minutes to get him in there.
Well, no, people were terrified of that animal,
and he's perfect.
And now you bring him here, and that's everybody's favorite. He's a puppy dog.
Everybody loves Newt. Everybody loves Newt. But yeah, this will be fun. And then so we get to Missouri, and I'm probably not even gonna make it back for opening day because the zoo opens that Wednesday, and I luckily nobody had bookings on that Thursday, so I canceled them all. So I can get home and rest and fix everything and get the camel into quarantine mode and whatever, all that good shit, you know. So I don't know. I'm tired already. I'm so tired.
I showed up today. You were just dead.
I feel dead. I didn't want to get off the Ranger.
No.
But we this last week we've had a photographer buddy here of mine named Abe. He came from Cleveland. We've been doing animal portraits. We did portraits of the kookaburra, the foxes, the coatimundi, the kangaroo, the capybara, all 3 camels.
Alpaca, you say that already?
Alpaca, llama,
the piggies,
the tortoises, the piggies, a whole bunch of animals, and then we did employee mug shots as well. So me, Fluffy, Emmy, Ashley, and my brother now, and then
my dad,
and your dad with the fire trick.
Mm-hmm. He had the shortest one too.
Right.
Yeah.
So you ready? Fire. Whoosh. Yeah, the magician got his mugshot taken. So it was a fun weekend. It was pretty fueled.
It was long.
It was,
and I wasn't even here for all of it.
It was so goddamn long. Now, we have Abe on the podcast that'll air next week. So keep your ears in tuned. It was long. We set up small pens with a black backdrop, and we would rearrange the pens accordingly for whatever said animal. So we took the pens were about 5 feet wide. For the kookaburra, we drilled a branch into the side of the pens, put them on there in the black backdrop. Then for the lemur, we actually used the same setup. Then we tore it all out. We put a stump in there for the serval to sit on, which didn't work too well. She decided to sit on the crate instead, which worked. By the way, I broke my crate. The handle fell off when we put the 5 lemurs in it yesterday. The handle came right off. I just bought the crate. Reckon it was $10.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
Hey, you put a new handle on it though.
The top, the plastic, it all just came apart.
We'll get some plastic from work. We'll make you a handle.
But we did all these portraits. We're gonna be launching a book here. It's gonna be just a portrait-esque book of all of Rigdon Ranch's creatures. It's going to be very personable. It's a nice memento for the gift shop, and we'll probably do a little bit of fundraising for it. Either because we desperately need a new perimeter fence. The one here is 30 years old. Or we need to redo the face of the camel barn. So we'll see which way this goes. But it was fun, man. It was, but it was very exhausting. It was a very long week. Saturday night, I slept better than I've slept in a long time. I was fucking beat. I was so goddamn beat. I still woke up like once or twice, but that's way better than my normal like 5 or 6. And I woke up like I felt rested.
Wow.
You know, so I think I need to get back to work. For sure, I need to get out of that wintertime blues.
It's coming quick.
Up. It is, and I know I'm gonna regret saying that because I'm gonna have to start busting my ass and hating it here.
Mm-hmm.
And we already have over 100 tours booked for this coming season, and about 80 of those are in May.
Tickets on sale now, everybody.
Tickets on sale, So we got already 80 people rolling through in May, and there's very few May reservation dates open. I should stress that I am grateful. I have done absolutely zero advertising.
I can't believe like the 3rd year, right?
3rd year open to the public.
Yep. Yeah. 3rd year. And
last year was our first full season.
Okay.
The year before that, we were only open for about a month.
Yeah, and I wasn't really out here too much then.
No. And this year, man, it's just booming. It's booming quick. It's fucking great. I've posted a couple things on Facebook. I shouldn't say I didn't do any advertising. I have like my TikTok, and then I did one small Facebook ad, but it honestly I put like $10 on it. Like it.
But you already booked
shit.
out already. You're selling tickets. Last month, right?
Yeah, I've had a couple more bookings today, and I've been selling tickets for about 2 months.
Great,
and it's fucking awesome. It truly is, and I'm very excited to have everybody through here and give everybody a nice, genuine experience.
Such a steal for what they get too.
It is. A lot of people say that we're expensive, but our entire tour is $75.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think I could sell it for $100, but I'm nervous.
That includes food and everything.
It includes a bucket of food for all the critters. This is $75 flat. It includes a bucket of food for the critters. You disperse it how you like, though. So if you run out, that's on you. You still get to pet all the critters, but we get to see the capybaras, camels. You get to hold a skunk, at least pet 1 or 2 foxes. We get to see and talk about the kangaroos. You get to mingle with the camels. There's other species we look at, too, if the weather's according. So the kookaburra, the alligator. There's some other stuff, ducks, chicken, peacocks, turkeys,
barn cats. Everybody loved the barn cats.
People stay for the barn cats. Truly, they book for the capybaras, come for the barn cats, or they stay for the barn cats. And it's about a 20 species tour plus food for $75. You can't beat it. There's other places that do $75 to $100 literally just for a one animal encounter
after you paid to go through the zoo.
The one place up the road does that for their cappies. So it really is a steal, and to be honest, like, I'm losing money doing it, but I know it makes it more approachable for people, especially with the times right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have trouble doing some types of discounts, especially when it goes to my animals leaving the property. But here, like, I'm already giving you a steal. Like, everybody come on in. The first year I was open, I only had camels and capybaras, and I charged $25, which was already stupid. I should have been charging $100 or $50. And so all last season, I charged $50 for about the same tour I'm doing this year. But this year, we're adding in the kookaburra and the porcupines.
Yep.
So next year, like, I mean, I should just bump it to $100 and save
next year. Yep.
You know, I think people will take it. So the more things we're going to see, the more the tour is worth. But that being said, I sell it at an hour. The more animals I add in, I still have to find a way to keep it there, which, to be honest with you, most of my tours go over an hour. If my 3 o'clock tours, the last tour of the day, I've spent 3 hours talking to people.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't care.
It's so easy.
It is. And so we do 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 2 o'clock. And I think at some point I might have to make it like 10, 1, 3 or something to put more, or like 10, 1, 4 or something to put more time between them. Because I'm going to want to spend more time with the animals. But at the same time, it's a lot of work. I'm up at 7 a.m. getting everything ready,
doing
waters,
chores,
pens clean, making the place look approachable every day. And then I have to do tours. And I want the tours to last an hour, hour and a half, because I don't have time to do anything else. If I keep talking, by the time, you know, my 11 o'clock is over, it's 1 o'clock, and I didn't eat lunch. And my next tour is here, and I'm starving. There were multiple occasions last year where I was like, hey, you guys are like 3 minutes early. Just hang on. I'm going to go make a sandwich quick. I'll be right back. You know, and everybody's like, they're cool with it, man.
Yeah.
Take your time, blah, 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 blah. But it's kind of a pain in the butt, you know. I haven't found quite that right spot yet. But it's also my fault as the tour guide, because it's up to me to, you know, say when to stop or say, hey, we got to move to the next pen, blah, 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 blah. We always start with the capybaras because that's what most people come for. And I'm like, I kind of wait for the 20-minute mark, and I was like, all right, guys, if you want to see other critters, now we got to start moving, you know? And I've had plenty of tours that have lasted just about an hour, and to be honest with you, like, they've been good tours, but I don't feel like I delivered enough. It makes me feel shitty.
Well, because sometimes you give a smorgasbord, and other times it's like,
exactly,
here's an appetizer.
Exactly.
But every tour's got to be different, right?
Yeah. And
especially with kids, no kids.
Yes. And I'm going to be 100% real with you folks. The tours that go quicker are the ones with shitty kids. Like, straight, the kids that are yelling and screaming and this and that, I move you along. I hit that hour point, and I'm like, we're done. You know? But people, even the kids that are okay, a lot of kids don't have, you know, a very long attention span yet. Like, I had there's one specific guy I can think of last season I felt really bad for. He brought his kid, I believe it was his daughter, and she, the entire time, like, we were in the capybara pen for like 2 minutes, and she was nudging his shirt like, let's go. We literally made it through the zoo in about a half hour.
Oh my God.
in about a half hour, and that was with him telling her to calm down, to stop, to slow down, and that was just bad parenting. Because reckon last year it was $50 a person. You still spent $50 for your 5-year-old to be here.
Oh, she was about 5.
You know, yeah, she was young. She was young.
That's
super
too young for here. I mean, it's more of an educational here.
Yeah,
You know, that's
I agree.
what it's more turned into, more or less. It's an encounter, but it's not a zoo. Kids aren't running around here. We gotta take down the play set.
We do have to take down the play set. But really, if you want your kids to eat some ice cream and go run around and see the animal occasionally, go to Milwaukee Zoo. Go to Racine Zoo. Go to Bear Den. Go fucking anywhere
Scream,
else.
do whatever you want.
And it's 100% educational here. Now, that being said, so I'm not like a complete asshole. I have no problem with people bringing kids here.
Not a complete asshole, but
a slight asshole.
Yeah.
I live to educate. I live to educate people, and I want to be able to do my job. And you know what? If you want to just come in here and giggle and pet the capybaras and you don't care about anything else, cool. That's
makes
fine.
your day easier. And
Absolutely.
Yep.
But with the kids running around and screaming and trying to go this to next, it makes it next to impossible for me to talk to people and tell everybody about these fascinating creatures. And another thing about it too, everything we do here is so up close and personal. Not only is it a lack of education, but it boils down to more about safety.
Oh yeah.
You know, we are interacting with animals that can and will bite you, will scratch you, they will hurt you. So we have to be calm. We have to be safe. You know, there are some kids that come through here and I can look in their eye and I'm like, you're not holding the skunk. You will drop it and run away. You know, you really do have to kind of notice people's character before you dive on into it. And then there's always different demographics of people that come here, different kinds of people. I've had a few tours, people that are very, very antisocial. They will not talk to me. Like, teenagers. I swear to you that I've had silent tours here. They look at me when I talk, and it's awkward because, like, do they like the information or do they want me to shut the fuck up? You know, I don't mind. I truly do not mind just hanging out while you play with the capybaras and meeting the camels. I swear to you, that's cool.
They're paying for an experience. It's their experience.
Yeah,
so.
That's what I tell everybody. When you guys come in here, it's what you make it. If you want to spend your entire hour with the capybaras, that's fine. If you want to go learn about other critters, let's go. It's literally like a kind of a build a tour. Yeah. But I'm generous, and usually we go through everything, and that's why I don't eat lunch and I'm starving.
Well, the camels take a long time too, I'm sure.
Yeah, they do, because I can just sit and talk 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 about the camels. You know, like that's my shit. I'll be by the camels for hours, and then it stems with the public too, because when I start talking about the camels, they don't realize how interesting they are until I start talking.
And once you start opening their mind, they're like, wait, what?
Exactly.
Okay, and?
Like, the capybaras weren't used in war. The capybaras weren't used to cross deserts. The capybaras don't go 2 weeks without food or water. They don't have 3 eyelids. The capybaras don't have myths based on dead camels.
But they are food. I mean,
they are food. That's pretty much about it. We should have shut that door over there.
Yeah, I can get it quick.
Yeah, go get that. So it's just like there's so many different demographics of people, you know, and it makes it for different types of I guess vibes when I'm given the tour.
I'm back.
You know? He's back, and he kicked the bucket literally. I heard that. You kicked the bucket. I heard.
Oh,
it.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh. My bad.
And once again, like, no matter what kind of personality you have, when you come in here, I don't care. Like, let's make this tour what you want. Like, if you want to talk less, talk more, you're nervous, you know, maybe you're scared of animals and you kind of want to, like, you know, broaden your horizons. Let's do it, man. This tour is yours, and they're 100% private. If you book it, it's all yours. And I don't, at the moment, have a minimum booking, so you can book solo. You can come by yourself. I have people do it every day.
I was going to ask, have you ever had it solo?
Mm-hmm. I've had 3.
Okay.
And out of hundreds. I've had
Mhm.
3, and they're fun. I had there's this one chick I still keep in contact with, Lindsay. She came here by herself, and she booked like 5 tours by herself.
Okay, I was gonna ask, was that the chick that just showed up randomly because she was like doing work around here?
No,
Do you remember her?
no,
Okay, I think Nate was here.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was me, you, and Nate. And we were gonna go get food or something. We are gonna go do something. Man, what were we gonna go do? Anyways, and some lady stopped by. She's like, "Can I just check everything out?" And you're like, "I guess."
No. That was just a random woman.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so it was
That was a
completely
completely
random.
random woman, and to be honest with you, like, I'm gonna sound like a total jackass now, but she was cute, so I was like, yeah, and she's married. She's married, so whatever.
That's okay.
But she's super cool. I actually have kept in contact with her a little bit. She asked me how the animals are and stuff are doing. She's super cool. She lives in New York.
That was it. Yeah.
But she flies to Milwaukee for work every
Mhm.
blue moon. But no, that other chick, Lindsay, she moved to I believe Washington State now. But she did book a tour last year. I wasn't here, unfortunately, but she booked, I don't know, like five tours, and then at one she brought the boyfriend at the time, and then she brought her mother, but there was a bunch by herself, and it got to like a point where I was like, hey, look, we're friends on Facebook now, and in this shit, like, I will give you a tour, like,
Yeah.
like, let me give you a punch card,
Right.
chill the stop,
Right.
And like, she booked that tour last year. I was like, I will refund your money, and she's like, no, give it to the animals. And I'm like, I appreciate it, but like, I feel like I just owe you like hangout time with the animals.
Yeah, after
now,
5, it's like,
it was a lot of tours. I was
Yeah.
incredibly appreciative of it. Still am. She's a cool woman. And then I had one woman last year come solo. She was cool. It's kind of funny when people come in solo, like, are you antisocial or are you super social? Because, like, I know I'm kind of in between, but I have no problem going out to eat by myself, going to the bar. And this woman was extremely talkative. She was super cool. She said she was just on the way up north.
Or is she trying to get, a PETA member trying to get the ins and outs of your place?
Nah, I don't know. Whatever. I mean, you can read that
Dun,
shit.
dun.
Dun, dun. You can read them kind
Yeah,
of people, man,
yeah.
for sure. And
They're not that smart.
That's one thing that I shouldn't even say on here, but the high price tag helps deter them fuckers.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're too cheap.
Mhm.
They want to go spend $5-10 to get in at a gate and write everything down. They don't have $75, or if they book 5 people here, like $400 to like walk through just to nitpick shit.
Yeah.
I don't. If I stay open long enough, may it happen? I don't know, maybe. But like, the most nervous I had been so far was a group I had last year, and they were primarily Spanish speakers, and there was some English in there, so we did our best. Luckily, the animals translate to pets, and that's kind of why they're here. So it's fine. The language barrier is okay. I wish I would have paid more attention in Spanish in high school. But we were walking around. We were about halfway done with the tour, and the French drain outside of where Sarge is by the lemurs, it didn't have a cap on it, so a rat fell in there and drowned.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't even think they noticed it, but I was like, oh shit. And then of course they noticed it because I dived in. Honestly, I just should have threw the cap over it. And first, the fuck of all, everybody, the property's not dirty, but it's a farm. There's mice and rats.
You are, by 50 acres of farm field? There's going to be rats.
We see all types of stuff, shrews and shit. And in the last couple of years, honestly, I've seen like 2 rats, a few mice, but like we don't see them very often. But anyway, there was one in this water, and like I just spent the rest of this tour just apologizing. Like I felt terrible, and I was so scared of getting a bad review because oh my god, there was a dead rat. But like it happens, it does. But it was kind of gross. So, it had to have happened like I don't know, like I don't even know, because I mean, I wake up 7, check all the waters, so it had to happen sometime before tour.
Didn't look like Sarge messed with him at all, huh?
No, it was just in the water,
So
floating.
he killed himself.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the thing is, the bucket was it wasn't completely full. It was like midway, so it's a 5-gallon bucket. There's nothing for them to climb on and get out. So I felt pretty bad for that one. That's also been kind of a fun thing. You've done this just as much as I have, well, more than I have. Going on the road, you get to meet a lot of people. I have noticed, and I never thought this in a million years, having people come to me to come to the zoo here, I have met far more unique individuals in the last 2 years than I have on the road. And I've met some odd people on the road, but like I've gotten to meet so many people of different walks of life already the last couple of years, and it's really cool. Some people got great stories. Some people I'm like, God, I wish you'd shut up. And then a lot of different ethnicities too. Last year we had a few different groups of people from types of Asian culture, and it's been really cool, man. Because like I kind of feel bad as the tour guide, but like I start indulging in them. Like I want to know about you.
Yeah, right.
And we had a group of gals. They were Korean last year. I believe they were Korean, and they brought their little Polaroid camels, and they were calling all the animals kawaii. And like I didn't know that actually what was like a thing there. They call kawaii cute. That's our version of cute. And it's cool to be able to see all these different walks of life.
That's pretty awesome.
And there was one guy last year. He came with his family. It was an older guy. His wife, his daughter, her 2 kids, I think. So it was like 5 people, and he was telling me this crazy history. We were talking about Egypt and Iraq, and we were talking about like long time ago history, and it was pretty cool. He was giving me a history lesson, and I learned all about these old cities and whatnot. And while I was trying to tell his kids and the grandkids about the animals, so it was kind of contradicting, but he was funny. So anyway, we get about halfway to the back of the tour. We're by the kangaroos now, and the guy starts talking. He's like, yeah, I don't know if he was on vacation or deployed, or I don't remember. He said I was gone for quite a while, and a week or 2 weeks or a month or two. I don't remember, whatever. And he's like, I came home one day, and there was a baby on my doorstep. And he points at his daughter, and he said, there she is. And she turns around. She's like, Dad, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, why are you telling him this? And I'm just cracking the fuck up. I am cracking up. And he's like, we're telling stories.
That's so funny.
There's been some funny people, man. You know what's really cool is getting people from the same part of the world that the animals are from.
Yep.
It's really cool.
I was just about to bring that up. Like early 2000s, during the Afghanistan, when it was like really popping off, I would talk to so many vets at the zoo, at camel rides. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, camel spiders. I got chased by camels. I shot a camel." I'm like,
I shot a camel.
I heard that twice. Some guy shot a camel.
I've heard that too, once or twice.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true. Don't care. But
yeah,
if it's chasing you to kill you, I don't blame you. But I've also heard about times where like running for their life, get the Humvee, and then the camel's sitting outside like, I'm going to kill you. So, yeah, it's, but when you get people from that region and they can actually speak English, that's pretty cool.
It's super neat. I had a woman last year come by with her boyfriend. She was South American. She was mostly brought up here, but she was, raised over there. She didn't know like all the scientific stuff about the capybaras, but like it was neat talking to her, because she's like, yeah, like these do get eaten here,
oh yeah,
blah 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 blah, and this and that, and it was just cool. It also helps my tour too, because it's a little easier to talk back and forth, about things that they already understand. And then they also some of them know about the quadamundis depending on the region they're from and whatnot. And the quadamundis are a funny one too, because the only people that come here that recognize them are either from a super specific part of South America, or they've seen them on vacation in Mexico.
Yep.
And you know they're in Texas now. Very, 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 very briefly. New Mexico actually has a hunting ban on quadamundis, so you can't hunt them when they mingle over there. And then New Mexico has javelinas running around everywhere.
Really?
No. That's Arizona.
Okay.
Arizona has
okay.
javelinas everywhere. So it's neat, you know, hearing what other people have to talk about with the animals in their area and this and that, and the animals coming up from the south into North America. And they actually had one guy last year come. He was from Australia. And we were talking about the kangaroos, of course, you know, and that was like my time to indulge on what he thinks of what they're doing over there, you know. And, it's cool confirming what people do, you know, the culling and killing of kangaroos over there, and
camels.
And camels. At the time, I didn't even think to talk about that because I know about it, but like I was like, I need to make sure what I'm telling people about kangaroos is correct.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been really cool. Outside, it gives me a chance to educate myself too. Like it's my job here to educate you as the tour guide, but I love learning from people, especially when you don't have your screaming 4-year-old.
Makes it a lot easier, I'm sure.
And I give a hell of a tour. I'm pretty social with these groups of people, you know, and it just
the knowledge oozes out of you, though.
Yeah, I don't shut up.
I learned just from sitting in that one tour. I learned more about camels than I thought I would.
I'm actually I'm kind of scared to open up again and see if I still have like my routine in my head.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think I'll dive right back in, but like there's a couple animals out there that like, you know, my education isn't as well on, like the alligator, you know. So I'm wondering if I'm gonna get over there and I'm gonna be like, ah, shit. You know?
This is an alligator. Everybody say hi. Okay, and we move on.
You know, because like once it's in like once I'm in tune, I'll go. Like I'm trying to remember what do I know about the North American alligator. You know, like
they got big teeth.
Big teeth. Rar eat Julio. The one thing I can remember is that every tooth they lose grows back. So gators go through hundreds of teeth through their lifetime. You know, I'm gonna have to flashcard myself, but there's some animals like the capybaras and the camels and the kangaroos that I'm good. You know.
Fun fact: I just learned this the other day. Do you know elephants have multiple sets of teeth?
I don't think I did.
Yeah, they come in from the back and they're huge. They're like, I don't even know. The size of my cup, like just big grinders. But yeah, those fall out, and then another one. That chick on TikTok, she was talking about it.
Do they repeat, or do they have one extra set?
No, they just keep. I think sounds like they got like up to 3-4 sets. It sounds like. Don't quote me on that. I'm not on Google, but per video I was watching.
We got plenty of people we could reach out to and ask to.
Yeah, because I was like, I never knew that. Because I was like, you never see elephant teeth. You see the tusk.
Right.
You never see the teeth.
Yeah, I've never thought about it.
They're massive.
Do they have the same? I wonder if they have the same amount of teeth, bottom and top.
She said 2 sets, so it's like 2 big ones, and then it looked like 2 small ones in front of that on the bottom.
Right.
Maybe. It was not a very good picture. I should probably do more research before just bullshitting, but like I was like, oh, it's kind of cool, and I got excited about it.
See, this is where we need to have like my buddy Mondo or Gary on the podcast.
Yes.
Bullshit about elephants for a while. You know, that'd be really cool. Yeah, I don't know shit about an elephant mouth. I can talk to you about a camel mouth all day. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
mouth.
Well, you're pretty good about it.
34 teeth, mostly on the bottom.
And what are little tingles still called?
Fuck.
Papille?
Papille. Yep. You caught me off guard there.
Gotcha on that one, yep.
Papille. It's the tentacles in the camel's mouth. But that's the ridges on our tongue are called papille. But they have an evolved form of it. So it's like that's kind of part of.
You've touched them before, right?
It's gross.
It's weird, right?
Slimy tentacles in the walls of the camel's mouth and their throat and stuff. That's how they eat the cactus.
But that's not glands, right? That's just there's no salivation coming on, right?
It's just protection.
Yeah. They have salivation glands, right? Though.
You know, I don't know. I mean, they salivate. They create saliva. So
Doofus does a lot.
But like, yeah. I shouldn't say I don't know. Yeah, they salivate, but I don't know if it's anything specific. I don't know. Yeah, I call myself like the camel expert or whatever, but I mean I'm really not, but B I don't. It's one of them things like why the fuck would I think about that, you know?
People gotta ask it.
Does your saliva come from the same spot that it comes from in my mouth? I don't fucking know.
I've had some weird questions throughout the years, though.
There's very few questions I get that strike me as new.
Yeah, you know, very rare.
Every couple of years I'll get a question that I'll be like, I don't know. I've never been asked that before.
Mm-hmm.
And not only, you know, you asking a question is a way to learn, that's a way for us to learn as well, because we have to find out.
Yep.
You know,
even you might be the only person ever to ask me that question, but now I got to know it.
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I've had them questions before.
Oh yeah,
and I love it. It makes my brain work.
Especially when I was at the zoo, I remember like looking at when I first started there, you know, and I looked down at my loader and they'd be like, "What's the camel's name?" And be like, Alfred. All right, it's Alfred. How old is it? And, you know, boy or girl?
Yeah.
Girls are named Alfred, I guess, sometimes. So.
Man, I know. Yeah. It's always the same few questions. Yeah, just like you're saying, boy or girl, how old is it?
Yeah.
How'd you get it here is a pretty common one.
Does it do good in cold?
Does it do good in the cold is so common. Yeah, should a camel be in Wisconsin?
But that's more of a up north question, I bet. I bet if you go down south, you won't hear that. Nope.
No, they just assume that the camel's fine in the 120-degree Florida heat, which they do worse in.
Yeah, especially in Florida.
But nobody questions it because it's a fucking camel.
Yeah.
But the people aren't educated enough about the camels either to question, are the Bactrian camels okay in the heat?
Right.
They are. They're built for it. You know,
they look like cancer patients when they're shedding. But
damn. Fluffy hit it with a low ball on that one. I can't condone that one.
But they do. Then the little fur grows back.
They're balding.
They do bald.
They lose all their heat. Yeah, camels that stay in warm environments for, you know, forever like that, they don't really grow their hair all the way back. They just keep it short. But the ones up here in the Midwest, the ones that do go in a cold environment, their hair grows back and then they shed it all out come summer. It just rinse and repeat, you know.
But even the Tulies lose quite a bit of fur.
Yeah, I have it kind of mathed out that each camel loses about 50 pounds of hair a year. I don't have the math on a pure Bactrian though.
No.
But even, you know, Newton, come time to shed it, it goes down to a finer shed, and he drops quite a bit though. But them Tulies, man, yeah, we're talking about at least 50 pounds of hair.
And then like Alfred, because he was just such a round. Alfred and Omar, he was a huge camel too.
He was.
Both those camels, dude.
Omar was incredibly tall for a Bactrian.
Huge.
I love a big Bactrian.
His humps were just like so perfect.
It was like a mountain, dude.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Omar, man. I love Omar.
He was one of my favorites. My quick story time. At the Milwaukee Zoo, I was with this chick. I forget her name, but she wanted to be like a walker. You know, she like really wanted to be part of the camels. I'm like, cool, yeah, that's fine. But she wasn't yet.
Mm-hmm.
And just this little girl, I think she had not a broken wrist, but her wrist was messed up. And she's combing the camels out before her work. And there's like a little spot where there's like two posts for the fence, for the chain link fence. She's like, all right, Omar, move over. And she's saying it very, you know, like, move over, Omar, come on, move over. And she's like my age, or she's older than me, I think.
Yeah.
And just, he's like, all right, I'll move over. And with his back legs, squishes her against the fence. I'm getting grain and saddles ready. Like, I'm like, yeah, you brush, you enjoy. And all of a sudden I heard, Omar, getting squished. I was like, oh my God. I look up and I'm like, Omar, get off. I had to run in the cage. And as soon as I get in the cage, he's like, oh yeah, sorry about that. I was like, are you okay? Like, we're not even open yet. It's like 8:00. I'm like, oh my God.
The pen that was in the middle?
Yes, it was. It was next to the door.
Yeah.
So he was tied up facing the shed.
Was she just supposed to be like brushing him?
Yeah, and she brushed the right side of him, and then she was going to go to the left side. Again, I was getting saddles ready, feet, all the stuff. And he didn't really like her very much. And
how long did she last?
She was here for quite a few years.
Who was it?
I forget her name. I used to pick her up. I could even point her out her house.
You picked her up and you don't remember her name.
Nope.
That's
Dude, I
weird.
worked with so many people here, bro.
That's true. That's
Like,
very true.
She was cool. She was a little out there. But I'd have to pick. I was younger than her for sure because I remember that now. Because I was like, why do I have to pick her up? She's like 25, and I'm like, not even 20. And then at the time, I just had my car. Like,
Where's your license at, woman?
Yeah, but she was scared to drive or something. So I was like, all right, I'll pick her up on the way. Hey, Bob, can I get some gas money? Oh, I can't afford that. So.
Guess you can't afford your employee too.
Like, well, I used to give people rides all the time because I'd be swinging through here.
Oh yeah,
I'd always come through here. So yeah, Bob's like, oh, come pick them up. I'm like,
I don't think in my time there were anybody that really needed ride. Like I was the one that needed the ride. Daniel had his license, so I just went with him everywhere.
And I did at first.
Then everybody else that needed rides, the 15, 16-year-olds that we'd have for summer help, I mean, their parents always brought them. So like there weren't really any like, employees having to give employees rides. Really,
yeah,
that was me and Daniel.
Very common for the zoo because I was always up there. I was up there for years, so that was very common for me to pick somebody up from here,
right,
and take them up there.
9 times out of 10, honestly, me and Daniel, I stayed at his house or he stayed at my house, and we just drove up there. And then at the time we were pretty much inseparable, so we damn near lived together, and then just went to the zoo every day.
And carpooling too, if we're all coming from Racine, we might as well just take one car.
Yeah, for sure. So. And for the most part, that's what we always did until it got to like, I can't remember. There were some other women that came in to do the pony ride a little later on, and then but they were closer to Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
So we would come from Racine, and they would already be there. But yeah, when I got here, I mean, it was me, Daniel, Cody, Kenna, Kaylee, and like X amount of others that all did Milwaukee County Zoo. Yeah. So I mean, we were all cool. We just hopped in a truck or a car, or whoever had what, and we never drove to Milwaukee Zoo. Not carpooling. It didn't make sense.
Well, I used to have to bring up the hay.
Oh man, God. What did you use to bring the hay up there?
Sooner. Most of the time the truck, the red truck. And sometimes I wouldn't even be up there.
The red dually.
Yeah, the Ford. The old Ford.
Ford. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, before your time. It had a bench seat. So when Brenda would drive, Clint, this guy that was like almost 7 foot tall, would be cramped up at the front. It's like, dude, sit in the back.
Just sit in the bed.
Yeah.
With the gooseneck over you.
But I just remember doing hay there, and doing the pony barn sucked because you could only get so close to it.
That's what I was going to ask. So I had never brought hay there. And to be honest, my entire time doing the Milwaukee County Zoo, I never watched anybody bring the hay in either.
Really?
No. How the fuck did you get it there?
So normally it would be in the morning. We'd go, and it would 9 times out of 10, it would just be the truck. We'd just fill up the truck. So I'd do 10 bales or whatever at the camel ride, throw those off, and then whoever's working that day, stack it in there, and then drive over to the pony ride, reverse it down that area.
You wouldn't ever bring the trailer all the way to the pony barn?
Sometimes, man, I don't remember. Actually, it was a flatbed. I don't think we ever brought the Sooner.
No,
it was the flatbed.
Did you just drive straight in? Like there was that driveway, the employee driveway entrance thing that was behind the camel yard. It was to the left of where the camel ride is.
Yes.
Would you take that in and just drive on the zoo roads to get over there?
Yes, we drive past the elephants. Sometimes go to around the pachyderm area, or we go past the wolves area. I mean, whatever way you wanted to. When the zoo was open, it was a pain. We've had to do that before. Mm-hmm. But I remember Isaac telling me this story with him and Bob. I think they were dropping off hay, and Isaac couldn't drive, and they pull up next to Ruth, and Isaac goes, "Hey, Bob, see if she remembers you. See if she remembers you." He's like, "No, she won't. Elephant doesn't forget."
Yeah. Bob
he goes, "Hey, Ruth." She looks right at him. Salute. She saluted. And I think she trumpeted too. And ever since that happened, he was never allowed back.
Yeah, they didn't. They claimed some bullshit like a safety concern or something.
She was freaking out and yada yada. Yeah. What was crazy though is maybe it was a year after that or something. I'm taking a big 5-gallon bucket of grain. I'm walking to the pony ride in the morning because we're all done. It was way easier there. But pony ride needed grain. So I'm like, all right, we'll walk over there. And there's nobody there. It's quiet yet. And I'm walking with this 5-gallon bucket, and all of a sudden Ruth comes up to the side, like comes up to the moat. I'm like, excuse me? She's like trying to reach across. I was like, you seeing this shit? Like, I haven't seen this elephant. Like, I haven't done. I remember when she was here, but I never did anything with her, obviously. And when she started coming across for me and trying to reach for it, I was like,
that's cool, man.
I was like, this is really cool, but I'm like, I can't give you the grain. I want to give you grain.
It's really crazy to think that, she still respected Bob and people after that. And,
yeah.
It was, because she originally got sold to Tennessee or Kentucky or something like that, and then came in and ended up back up here.
Yeah, because we were there. I was there the first day that old elephant went down.
Okay.
Because it went down, they closed off that whole area, and we're like, well, we're just going to go on lunch because you guys shut us down pretty much. And we were going to lunch, and we were walking through the caution tape. Hey, I'm an employee, please.
We used to do elephant rides there, didn't we?
Yeah, that was it. And then the camel ride used to be across from the camels.
Okay.
Where the pony ride is. And we were walking, and I'm looking at I know what happened because we heard it. I'm like, ooh, the elephant's down, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, keep moving, Joe Don. I'm like, man, you can't tell me what to do, man. What are you doing?
Right, bitch.
I'm some teenager right now. Nobody teenager. Just
shut your bitch ass, fucking college educated ass, zookeeper ass up.
So I think it was like a week or two later, they finally either put it, I don't know how it happened. They either put it down or it passed. And then Ruth came in after that. But I remember hearing it go down. I was like, walking the camel, I was like, what was that?
Fucking the day the earth shook.
Dude, the thing was trumpeting. Like, I was like, oh, this is not good.
I remember Jamie telling me a story at the Milwaukee County Zoo. I guess Jamie didn't sound like he cared too much about working the elephants.
No.
But Bob sent him up there, and whichever elephant it was at the time, Bob told him that this elephant is going to charge you, and when it gets close to you, it will stop. And he was like, Jamie said that he went in there, he basically almost shit himself because this elephant was charging him, and he said it stopped right before it touched his face. But he stood his ground and listened to what Bob said, and he came out alive.
Yeah.
I really don't remember the heart of that story, but I would shit myself for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let it run at you. Just stand still. You'll be fine.
Now, Bob had said some crazy shit back in the day, but he usually worked. It was very rare for it not to work.
I wonder, I guarantee you it hasn't been said since Bob, but, if we just went to a Milwaukee Zoo and yelled at Ruth for her to salute, she probably wouldn't listen because we're not Bob, but,
No.
she has to still know it.
I bet.
What if we took, AI and Bob's voice
Oh.
and had AI say Ruth salute,
Right. But, at the same time, I wonder if you could just go there because, I don't know. You just went, Ruth, hey, Ruth. You got her. You probably get in trouble for it.
Fuck them.
I know, right?
Ban me again. It'll be the second time.
When we go up there, we're doing something with it. I'm Ruth. Having a bucket, have a cooler or something.
You got to bring your dad.
Yeah. I know he worked with her in the past.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
He might. Well, bring the Angus.
Right? Dude.
Think they'll let us in with that?
It's a cane. It's a cane for a short man.
Where's the cane? Where's the cankus?
It was over there.
Whatever, it's here.
Yeah, it's here somewhere.
We'll just limp our way and not show them the hook part.
Yeah, dude. Ideas. We'll write back on this. Trust us.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been meaning to get there for free. We've both been meaning to get there.
I haven't been there 20 years.
Speaking of, Bear Den opens, I think, May 11th.
All right.
So we got to make it over there and see that place this year. I've heard they got it. Sorry, they got a kookaburra.
Really?
Yeah, I just got word from the vet that they got a kookaburra. So in the last 2 years or 3 years, I started my capybara experience.
I was like, what do I have on me climbing on me?
No, I started my capybara experience. They got a capybara. I got a kookaburra. They got a kookaburra.
Really?
I started my capybara experience. The safari got their capybara experience. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, people are trying to keep up with the kids.
Trendsetter.
I'm not trying to toot a horn here, but I'm like I am because I'm the youngest running the zoos around here, you know. And I mean, there's Steve, but he runs his reindeer park.
Yeah.
I'm starting these fucking trends, and the people running these other facilities, they're older, you know, especially Bear Den. They're like, fuck it, let's do what's trending, let's make some money.
Let's see him do a fucking caravan though.
You won't ever.
Good luck.
That's gonna be the Rigdon Ranch staple. Man.
Oh yeah.
Like the capybaras are cool, I love them, but the caravan,
Mm-hmm.
it's over, man. That is gonna be the coolest goddamn thing. Just everybody keep your eyes out for the camel caravan. We're opening Wisconsin's first camel caravan, and as far as I know, the Midwest's first.
As far as I know, too.
It's gonna be badass. There's only a couple in the country open right now, and like some of them are barely even like running. The most consecutive running ones are 2 in Florida at 2 parks that are owned by the same guy.
Yeah.
Which Bob Meyer built.
And you worked there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, great place. It's my heaven on earth. But without further ado, everybody, keep your eyes open for the camel caravan because we are making greatness here at Rigdon Ranch, and we love you, Fluffy.
Happy hump day, everybody.